Hello, everyone. I want to quickly go through our syllabus for our STA 2023 Statistical Methods course. My name is Jafar Ali Shahul Hamid. I'm a professor of mathematics at Florida Gulf Coast University. Let's quickly take a look at the overview of the course and where to find what, so that we'll have a good idea how to find the information, and we'll kind of quickly go through. So this is a hybrid course as you signed up. So the learning will be asynchronous, as in you will learn from them through in your own pace, and the assessments, especially the exams as well as the final exam, will be in person on campus. So the learning will be asynchronous online, and the assessments or the assignments, about 55% of the course grades will be in person on campus exams. This is a fast-paced 6 weeks course. So it's like a 2.5 times condensed than the regular course. In a regular semester, you have about 15 weeks, and this is about 6 weeks. So it's a very, very fast-paced. This is one of those courses you don't have a liberty to fall behind. If you snooze, you lose kind of a course. And so be ready, buckle up, and have a wonderful semester ahead. We will be using ALEKS 360 as our learning management platform, as our learning platform for math topics. And for the assessments, we'll have 4 in-person exams. I'm going to say this again multiple times, and kind of like a broken record, but I want you to make sure that you know that we have this course has 4 in-person exams. This is not like one of your usual online course. Everything is online. Let's quickly introduce myself. Again, my name is Jafar Ali Shahul Hamid, and my email is, you have received multiple emails from me at this point, jashahulhamid@fgcu.edu. My office is in Sealer Hall 210. My office hours for this course is Mondays from 2 to 3 p.m. For some reason, if you can't make it, feel free to send me an email. We can set up an appointment and meet with me. Most of the time, either you can visit my office. If you're not unable to visit my office, we can meet through Zoom or Teams. All I ask is, you send me an email at least 24 hours so we can make an appointment. So don't expect me to be available in 5 minutes. And make sure you send me an email at least 24 hours before if you're planning to make an appointment. We also have an instructional assistant for this course, and that is Ms. Alessandra Mesa Acosta. And again, she will send you an email soon. She's wonderful. She has been a statistics coach for this course, and a very smart, a very intelligent person. And she'll be happy to help us. Well, she has her own office hours as well. I'll talk about it later. A few things on the communication. Again, this is one of those, it's an online course. This is one of those courses, as I said, you snooze, you lose. So make sure you review the Canvas announcements regularly. Make sure you look at the Canvas page, log into Canvas page regularly, and also log into ALEKS regularly. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email us or come visit us during our office hours whenever you feel stuck. We also have tutoring hours. You also, if I'm not available for a short period in a very quick meeting, and again, we have IA who will be available, and we have free tutoring by the CAA. So you have plenty of help. You have plenty of help to be successfully passing this particular course. So please feel free to use all your available resources to do well in this course. Let's quickly talk about this course. This is, if you ask me, this is one of the very, very important course. It doesn't matter what field you are in. It doesn't matter what profession, what career you want to go in. This is one of the very, very important course. If you look at any, statistics is a tool of science, right? It's a scientific tool in analyzing the data and making some inferences, making some predictions with that. And if you see any news articles, any books, many times you're going to see, well, 1/3 of them have this, or 1/3 of them don't do this, or half of them, majority does this, majority does this. So if you look at this in any news information, you will see it's a ton of statistics. So for that reason, it's a very, very important course. And you will see a lot of infographics in this particular course from many of the articles. And when you are in profession, when you try to share information, people ask you, what do you mean by this? Do you have a data? Do you have how do you make this conclusion? Why is it so? And that is the time statistics is a very, very important course in conveying the information in a much more scientific way. So, as these days, um, uh, people make, now we have a lot of data. People make, or companies make, what they call data driven decisions or data informed decisions, whatever that may be. They are using statistics heavily to make any decisions these days. So it's a very, very important course for that aspect. And again, as I said before, there's a hybrid blend. The learning will be asynchronous online with the required in-person exams. This is a 3-credit course. For a normal semester, it's about 15 weeks. 3-credit course means the students are expected to spend 3 hours in class and then 3 hours outside the class. And this is 2.5 times condensed. So therefore, normally students are expected to spend about 7.5 hours in class if it's a regular in class course, and then about 7 to 8 hours outside for an average student. And again, if someone is doing really well, someone is very good at math, maybe they may not need that much of a time. But if someone is math is not their favorite, math is not something they do really well, then you may want to spend more time. You may want to spend more time with this course to do well in this course. So again, it changes from person to person. You know yourself very well. Plan yourself accordingly. Schedule yourself accordingly to do well in this course. As I said before, we're going to be using ALEKS for the learning part, and we'll have 4 required in-person exams. We'll have 3 exams: exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, and the final exam is a comprehensive exam. As you can see, the exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, what we call midterm exams, they are all on Mondays. Exam 1 will cover chapters 1 and 2. Exam 2 will cover chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6, maybe half of 6. Exam 3 will cover chapters 7, 8, 9, and then the final exam will cover pretty much every one of them, chapters 1 through 10. And again, it will be in Read Hall 139. If you're coming for the first time, if you don't know where the location is, make sure to come early and be there on time. And the required materials for this course, the technology we'll be using, as I said before, we'll be using ALEKS 360 Access. It's based on adaptive mastery-based learning platform. And the good news is it comes with the e-textbook, so you really don't have to buy the book. The book is part of it. If you like the hard copy of the book, I like a hard copy of the book. We will use the book titled Elementary Statistics, a step-by-step approach by Professor Blumen. And the ebook is included with that, with the ALEKS. And we expect you to have access to either TA83 or TA84 plus graphic calculator, which you'll be using them. And since it's an online course, you're expected to have a reliable computing device, a laptop or a desktop with the high-speed internet. You'll be watching a lot of videos, you'll be doing a lot of homework, so make sure you have a reliable, consistent, high-speed internet. If you don't have one, FGCU has plenty of computer labs where we can use them. And we also, for some of the assignments, especially quizzes and a few other things, we will be using Responders Monitor with the video. So make sure to have a USB webcam, an external USB webcam, so you can kind of take those assessments. And I will quickly talk about the ALEKS and the Canvas before I go to the next part. So if you go to Canvas, this is how the course is going to look like. I think if you go to Canvas right here, when you log into Canvas, that's what you see as a student view right there. You will see very general information. What I mentioned to you is right here. And you will find my email there. And here's my office hours information. Here is the Zoom link for the office for my office hours. For some reason, if you have run able to, this Zoom link doesn't work, here's the meeting ID and here's the passcode. And also our instructional assistant, Miss Alessandra, Miss Acosta, she also has her office hours. She'll be sending you an email soon with more information. And then you're going to see like a to-do list for every week. So this week to-do list is right there. and you can kind of go through that, and then you will see the course summary. Mostly all the assignments that are due are they're all over here. And for this week, actually, let's see, Monday, the attendance verification quiz as well as the course readiness exam, both are due tomorrow. And the course readiness exam requires a responders with the lockdown browser. Make sure you have the resources, make sure you have the webcam and things like that to take the exam in time, This is based on your prerequisite material, which I shared with you a long time ago. I hope you're ready to do that. And to do well on this attendance verification quiz, make sure you read the syllabus. You will find the syllabus over here. If you click on the simple syllabus right there, you will find the syllabus here. And let it load. All right, here's the syllabus right there. Whatever I'm going to share this with you, whatever I said earlier, they're all over here. You will find all the course information, including recommended book. This, by the way, this book is a free book. It's called Introductory Statistics by OpenStax. It's a free book if you're interested in browsing through them. All the things that I'm going to share with you, they're all over here. You can kind of take a look at them, right? And as I said before, we're going to be using ALEKS. So for a lot of things. So if you click on the ALEKS, it's going to take you to this page. If I click on new window, it's going to open a new window. And then it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. Have you used ALEKS before? Yes, I've used my ALEKS before. Or if you have never used them before, I've never used them before. You already have an account. You say, yes, I have an account. Login name. You can kind of continue with that, and then it will take you there. I have a faculty account, so it won't let me log in even if I try to do it. So I'm going to get out of this. So it's going to ask you. It's going to start with the knowledge test. It's going to start with the knowledge test. It's going to look something like that. It's going to start with the initial knowledge check. And by the way, here is my side of view of all your assignments there. I'll talk about it in a moment. So that is how the ALEKS is going to look. And then I think when you are there, you can click them and open it. Let me show you some of the assignments there. So if I go to, let's just see assignments, you're going to see prep for objective 1. So if I click here, well, it doesn't start until tomorrow morning, right? So if you click here, once it's started, then you can take a look at them. And then it's going to see all of them are over there. So that is how you kind of work with the ALEKS. I wish I can show you the ALEKS, but it doesn't let me show you that. All right, so now let me quickly take a look at the assignments that you have in ALEKS or in Canvas. By the way, all the ALEKS assignments are synced in Canvas. You're going to see them under the assignments. These are show by type or as well as show by date. So here's the assignment that you can take a look at all of the assignments. It's going to show you based on the due dates, and you will see your scores once you take them. Or show by type. Let me do the show by type so you'll have an idea. So here are the ALEKS assignments. These are all objectives that you'll kind of go through in your ALEKS. You'll kind of go through these things in ALEKS right here. Preparation for objective 1. These are very, very basic preparations. You kind of go through them over here. We also have, again, as I said, you need attendance verification quiz. Then you would need you also need to take the course readiness exam before you do that. We also have homeworks. You're going to see HO1, that means homework 1, homework 2. We also have quizzes. Quizzes is basically quizzes. You'll have a quiz for each chapter, and quiz 3, and homework 3, and homework 4, and the quiz 2. Pretty much every week, we are expected to complete 2 chapters. So you're going to see for this week, you'll be completing chapters 1 and chapter 2. And the exam Monday will be based on these two chapters. So roughly, not exactly, roughly every chapter you will see 2 homeworks. You will see basically prep for the objective for each chapter. So you will see an objective 1 for each chapter, objectives for each chapter. You're going to see here, this is the prefer objective 1, so chapter 1. The objective 1 is chapter 1. This prefer objective 2, which is chapter 2. And then objective 2 is a chapter 2. So you're going to see that for each of these objectives. You're going to see homeworks. In this case, we have 2 homeworks and we have 1 quiz. Right? That is how it is going to be. And then that's how we're going to do every single week. And that is how the homeworks and quizzes are. If you go down, you're going to see all the in-person exams, exam 1, exam 2, exam 3 are aligned that way, and then the final exam is over there. So you kind of take a look at them by type, but you can also take a look at them by when it's due as well. There's one thing that I want to mention, the way that I think is in the best interest for you is, I would say, is that if you go to those assignments, you're going to see something called chapter 1 lecture videos, right? So if you're going to see chapter 1 lecture videos. Some of the videos are my videos. Some of the videos are videos from the book. I'm going to use mix and match. So if you take a look at them, my recommendation is, watch these videos first, and then you're going to see all kind of videos there. So you're going to see. Watch the videos there. I'm going to stop it right here, but that's the kind of the idea that I would say. So watch these videos, and then after watching this video, then or you can go back and forth and watch multiple times if you would like, but you have to at least do one or at least once, otherwise you will not have a grade for this. So take a look at this, then you do the objective 1, objective 2. While you watch the video, or after you watch the video, there are something we need to do is if you go to the assignments, you're going to see something called chapter 1 lecture notes, right? So you're going to see lecture notes. You click on the lecture notes. If you click on this chapter 1 lecture notes, you will see a PDF copy. You can download them. So what I would like you to do as you watch the video, right? I want you to fill out these information. So for example, this talks about what does it mean to be a definition of a statistics? What does it mean to be a definition of a data, right? Variable and so on. So you kind of fill in these, right? Fill in these blanks, and then it's going to give you an example, and then it's also going to give you like a try yourself problem. So work out these problems, and I think not very few, just 1 or 2 problems, just to make sure that you all go through the notes. As you kind of watch the video, and then try to fill this in, at the end of every chapter, then complete this, either print it out and fill it out using a pen and pencil, or if you have digital devices, notepads or iPads or a smart tablet, you can use them to fill them as well. Then I want you to do is to convert them as your filled in completed one as a PDF copy, and then you click on the start assignment, upload the file, and then you can kind of submit the assignment. So that's very important. Don't forget that. And these are only in Canvas. Chapter 1, chapter 2 lecture notes are there in Canvas. So make sure after you watch the videos in here, before you do the prefer objective 1 or objective 1, try to complete these lecture notes. You will see them on this page. So all these lecture notes will be under the homeworks, quizzes, and lecture notes. Or if you can show by type, you're going to see them. You're going to see them right here as well. That is how the course is going to work. So again, you're going to be watching a whole bunch of videos, and then you're going to be completing the notes as you watch the videos, and then you're going to be doing objectives in the ALEKS, and then homeworks in the ALEKS, the quiz in the ALEKS. You kind of go through. You kind of go through that, right? That is how you're going to do. Every week, you're expected to have, as I said, there'll be at least 2 chapter notes due. There will be a minimum of 4 homeworks due and 2 quizzes due, and then you will have objectives to complete. So you're going to be spending easily about. It depends on how comfortable you are with math. Somewhere between 15 to 20 hours per week. So that is how the course is set up. To go with that. And again, if you have any questions, I'll be available Monday during my office hours. Feel free to jump in. For some reason, if you're unable to access the chapter notes, if you go to the files, under the files, you'll also see the chapter notes. You can see chapter notes 1, chapter notes 2. Both are available there for now. others will show up for next week. That is how the course is set up. And again, feel free to browse through, feel free to take a look, navigate these through, navigate the Canvas, as well as navigate the ALEKS. Hopefully you will have a good understanding. If you're in doubt, feel free to reach out to me or reach out to our IA. She'll be happy to help you all with that. All right, let's quickly get back to what this course is about, right? As I said before, the data is very, very important. As they say, data is the new oil, because the refined data is very, very expensive. We're going to talk about how do we work with data, and how to use the probability, and how to make sense of the data, and then how we can use the data to predict a relationship between two entities, or how one impacts the other, and things like that. We can kind of look into that. That's a kind of a very brief overview of that. And I can share with you that AI, LLMs, large language models, ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever the large language model that you're using, they use the regression big time and probability big time in coming up with the large language models. So statistics plays a vital role in AI as well. So, but if you get into a little bit more detail, this is a very basic course, by the way, right? This is not an advanced course. There are some advanced courses as well. For those who are really, really interested, we do have a stats minor. Feel free to explore that option if that is something of your field that you can benefit in your career. So we'll talk about the basic terminology of statistics. How do we work with the variables or entities, and how can we organize them and display the data using charts, infographics, and then what does it mean to be a centrality of the data, like a mean, median, and things like that, and how do we detect the outliers, how do they impact these centrality, and things like that. We'll look into the probability and then probability distributions. One of the things that you're going to be using them a whole lot is the normal distribution. I'm sure you heard them something called, is it going to be curved, right? That curve, that question, or the idea of the curve comes from the normal distribution. And you're also going to take a look at the central limit theorem. What does it mean to be a confidence interval? And working with the hypothesis test, how to interpret the p-values, and how do we work with the other plots to find the linear regression, and how does the linear regression models work. Another thing that you're going to also hopefully you will learn is that how to work with the technology, how to use the graphing calculator, T83, T84 plus. And hopefully if you're good with the Excel, I would also encourage you to play with the Excel and learn more about the Excel and how to use the statistics, how to use the Excel to apply the statistics, which will be a wonderful addition to your life learning skills. That's about the general course outcome. Again, you can take a look at them in our course syllabus. They're all outlined there. As far as the grades, these are the grades, A through F, and we don't have a C minus. We don't have a D plus or D minus. It's all A minus, B plus B, C plus C. I would like to, please take a look at these, but I would like to quickly note that A starts with 91, not 90. So take a look at them. Again, this is in your syllabus. Feel free to take a look at these things. And in terms of the grade categories and weights, 20% is weighted for ALEKS objectives, knowledge checks, and PI progress. About 25% for homeworks, quizzes, video assignments, lecture notes. So homeworks and quizzes, by the way, includes the ALEKS assignments as well. We have, again, as I said before multiple times, we have 3 on-campus in-person exams, and the final exam is a comprehensive exam, which is also in person. So prepare yourself, schedule yourself to be there on time. Here are these are some of the assignment descriptions. You will find them in our syllabus as well, so I'll let you take a look at them. Make sure to schedule your time to complete them in a timely manner. Again, this is one of the semesters. It's a summer semester. It's a 6 weeks course. You snooze, you lose. Make sure to schedule yourself. Log in every single day, double check every single day, and complete them. Also, I'll quickly mention one thing right here. Sometimes by the way, all the ALEKS assignments are synced to the Canvas, but sometimes the syncing handshake doesn't work very well right away. So for example, if you update a due date, right? If you extend something or if you update something on ALEKS, which may not right away reflect, which may not right away sync in Canvas. So therefore, for ALEKS assignments, I'm going to tell you this one more time. For the ALEKS assignments, make sure you log into ALEKS and follow the due dates on the ALEKS website, not on the Canvas. Although it's supposed to sync, sometimes it doesn't work. So therefore, make sure you sync it. For some reason, if you come back and say, no, Dr. Jafar, oh, the Canvas said it is due today, but then I thought it is due 5 p.m., but it was due at 11 p.m. or I thought it was due at 11 p.m., but then it was due at 5 p.m., so I could not do it. Can you give me an extension? The answer would be no. So for the ALEKS assignments, make sure you go to the ALEKS, look at the ALEKS due date and the due time, and complete them in time. Usually our assignments are due 11:59, and I hope that is for those, some sort of situation where you won't be able to complete them if you're working and things like that. If you're not able to complete them by 5 o'clock, then use those times. But do not use it as a regular practice to complete them at 11:59. If I were you, I would complete them by as early as possible in the morning itself. Worst case scenario by 5 p.m. But again, I'm a morning person, so whatever that works for you, complete them in time. There will not be any makeups, so be mindful of that in the assignments descriptions. And weekly rhythm of this course, I would say, as I said, we're going to cover 2 chapters every week. So Monday through Wednesday, first the 1 chapter, and then Thursday through Saturday, you will cover another chapter. So you're going to see objectives, lecture notes, quiz, and homeworks for one particular chapter will be due on Wednesday. The second particular chapter will be due on Saturday. So make sure you kind of do them. And the homeworks are pretty much due, like not necessarily they're due like on Thursday. Some of them might be due Monday. Some of them might be due Tuesday. Some of them might be due Wednesday. So make sure you schedule yourself to do that. And again, I'll say this like one more time. Do not wait until the last minute to complete the assignments. It's very, very likely will result in poor grades and a frustration. You're going to be spending a whole lot of time for this course. And if you want to be successful, make sure to spend time regularly. Schedule yourself some sort of a time, put in your calendar, put in your alarm, make sure you complete in a regular fashion. That'll take you a long way. If you miss a week of assignments, if you try to do everything on last day or Wednesday or Thursday, you're going to be spending 3 to 4 hours, not probably 5 to 7 hours to complete all of them on one day. So that may not be very wise to do that. So make sure you do that. And again, don't forget the exams. There's no makeups if you don't show up without any valid excuse. The valid excuse are unavoidable emergencies, or if you're representing a university-sponsored event. And then if you don't have those two, then there will not be any makeups for them. So make sure to schedule yourself there as well. And you can take a look at the schedule of the syllabus and attendance policy. As I said before, attendance is strictly mandatory for the 4 on-campus exams. So make sure to be there. And again, make sure every day log into Canvas, look at the announcements. You will see all kind of announcements. You will see all kind of things over here in this particular. If you click on the home, you will see any information right there. You're going to kind of see them there. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Sometimes some of them are in the announcement sections as well. And feel free to take a look at them. But make sure that you kind of log into Canvas every day, log into ALEKS every day, and complete the assignments on time. And AI use is prohibited. You can use the AI for learning purposes, which is okay, but not for the coursework, graded coursework. So try not to use AI for homeworks or objectives or quizzes. It will not do any good. It doesn't matter whether it's a ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, MathGPT, Claude, Perplexity, whatever is out there. Photomath is there. It's not worth it. The in-person exam and the final exam is worth 55%. If you're not learning the material, there is no way you're going to be successful in this particular course. So it does not do any good to you if you try to use the AI for graded homework. And again, feel free to use the AI for learning purposes. You can ask the question, hey, I don't understand this question. Teach me, like, explain this to me for as an eighth grader. Explain this to me as a high school student, or give me another example. Or show me a step-by-step solution. Again, I'm not very comfortable. I would not be confident to say all the time that AI will give you the answers all the time. So I would, again, for answer purposes, again, I would recommend you to come to my office hours. I'll be your best resource to help you. For some reason, if your schedule doesn't work with that, then we have IA, Ms. Alessandra. Try to get her help. We also have a tutoring, a CAA, Center for Academic Achievement. Feel free to use those resources. You have a ton of resources. Feel free to use them. But using AI for graded homework, graded quizzes, graded coursework is not going to be good. And if you found using those, then we will follow the university process for that. I'll also quickly share a few things before I close it up. This is a very rigorous course, and if you're somebody who likes math, somebody who enjoys math, somebody who is fond of math, you will enjoy this course. But if you're not somebody who likes who is a big fan of math, this might be even more so rigorous. And homeworks are good, but at the end of the day, the purpose of the homeworks is learning. So make sure you learn as you go through the homeworks or as you go through the assignments. Make sure you have a good learning, a good way of learning the content, whether through practices, doing multiple time, or watching the videos multiple time, whatever that works with you. You will not get a grade that you wish. You will get a grade that you deserve. Hard work and sustained learning practice will help you earn the grade that you deserve and that you really want. So if you want an A, you need to put some hard work and schedule your time to spend some quality time with the statistics. And again, textbooks are meant to be read, not just be purchased. Please read the book. I know there are a lot of videos there, there are a lot of assignments there, a lot of objectives are there in ALEKS, but please read the book. The book is a very nice book, a lot of examples. And again, I'll also add that you own your own learning. You own your own learning. This is a college. You are responsible for your education. Try to complete things on time. Lack of poor attendance, lack of not completing assignment on time, poor study habits, last minute, cramming or putting all of them together are not. It's not going to be helpful. It's not going to be helpful for you to succeed in this course. So make sure you have a good schedule. Follow your schedule. Whatever you need to do, make sure you complete the assignments on time. I'll also add one other thing on this aspect. Chapter 2 depends on chapter 1. Chapter 3 depends on chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 4 depends on chapter 1, 2, and 3, and so on. So if you miss a week of worth, you're going to be missing, let's just say, 2 chapters. If you miss 2 chapters, there is no way you're going to be understanding the advanced chapters without understanding these 2 chapters. So it's going to have a snowball effect, right? Or cascading effect, or compounding effect, whatever you want to call them. So, and missing a week in this particular summer course is going to make you miss 2 chapters, and that is going to have a snowballing effect into your grade. So make sure that you complete them on time, and that'll help you to do well in this course. And I'll just end with this in terms of professor of philosophy. If you put effort in this course, right? And as I said, the statistics is very, very important. You're going to see them. There's no way you're going to escape from statistics in your life, in your career. If you put effort into this, I'm very, very certain that not only will pass, you will leave with a more educated and savvy perspective on many things and many information that has been presented to you. And I'm here to help you. We have our IA to help you. I'm a math professor. I enjoy math. I love math. I'm passionate about math. I will be very, very happy to help you. So please feel free to reach out anything that you need. Again, I'll quickly say, I shared this before, right? Here's a time budget for this 6 weeks course. You'll be spending, if you're average student, somewhere about 20 hours per week. So make sure you have that much of time in your hand to do well in this course. Again, I will say daily attention is very, very important. Don't try to cram everything to the last minute. And here are a few tips. Log in daily, take notes. Writing handwritten notes are handwritten notes really help you to recall the information, help you to understand the information better. So try to do the problems by hand. And if you have any questions, don't postpone until the last minute. Again, for those who are working at the last minute, if you send me an email at 9 o'clock or send our IA an email at 9 o'clock, we're likely won't respond to you. And the assignment might be due at 11 o'clock, so you are not going to have a help. But on the other hand, if you start the assignments early, if your assessments early, then if you don't know how to do, next day you can go to somebody, either to me or to IA or to the tutoring center or CAA, you can get a help. So try to start the assignments early. So therefore, when you're not feeling comfortable of your learning, you will have resources to help you in a timely manner. And the last thing, make sure to block the exam dates. No makeups. There's no online option. So make sure to schedule, block your exam dates. And that's all I have. And hopefully, I enjoyed this course. And I hope you will enjoy this course and you will find this course very valuable. Let's do well. Let's do awesome. Let's have a wonderful, great summer session of statistical methods. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'll see you all through emails or office hours tomorrow. If you don't see you, definitely I'll see you in person on your exam one. See you later. Take care. Bye.